You will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair. You just need a computer or your phone. You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Shit. Yo, man, I'm gonna see if this works. Hopefully it does. But it says I have no internet, so I'm gonna find out. I hope I do. But welcome to the podcast. Coming here from Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Hopefully everything's working. I'm gonna try this out, and I'm bringing my special guest right here, right now. I hope, and if I can, we shall see. We shall see if he is here, and maybe he is, and maybe it's gonna work. I hope it's gonna work.
Oh,
There he is. I don't know
ooh.
why, but we have Chris Thomas AKA HBQ.
All right. Hello, people. Hello, people. And thanks for having me on, Rusty. I appreciate it.
Dude, yeah, man. Thanks for being here, man. It's just good having you here. It's been 10 years. If you want to go back to 2013 with whatever the fuck we were doing in 2013 and whatever the fuck we were talking about.
Probably something stupid. So,
Probably. Hopefully we've gotten a little less stupid in 10 years, but no guarantees.
well, I like to think I got a lot more philosophical about my dumb shit.
I think that's important. It's important to get philosophical about your dumb shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, yeah, if you're not philosophical about your dumb shit, you can, I mean, that can be pretty much anything. I mean, anything can be philosophical. There was always the stoner philosophy was always a thing. That was always something that became something. And, but that is different. It's a little different. It's not quite philosophy, but, learning that you've done stupid shit is philosophy enough, I think. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
And if you can't
sure.
learn from it, and if you can't learn from it and laugh from it, then yeah, you didn't really learn in the first place, right?
Right. Man, so uh like right now I'm setting up all my shit right now, and so in front of me I have a shit ton of records and old uh like I don't know, nudie magazines, I guess is the the term to use. But man, yeah, I
Nudie
don't know.
Mac.
Nudie magazines as they would say on Married with Children. But man, it made me think. So I was gonna send you this video, but I saw this video of Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita, I think was his is how you say his last name. Uh, but he was friends with Red Fox, and he does an amazing Red Fox impression. It was the
Whoa,
weirdest fucking thing to see. But because
that is a
I had
combo.
what's up?
That is a combo I never knew I needed in my life.
Right, me neither, man. I don't know how that came up, and it was just like, oh shit, because I have a Red Fox album for sale, and I think that's what kind of just got me thinking about that. I haven't gone to put all the shit up for sale, so it's weird. But man, yeah, there's been some odd shit. I think I told you about this that I had somebody I had one nudie magazine up for sale, and someone wanted to pay me extra to add a little something to the pages.
Yeah, he wanted you to add some secret sauce to it.
A little
Yeah.
secret sauce to the pages, and I ended up not doing that, but I still have a lot of magazines left to in case
You
I
know what?
change my mind.
You know what? I say that's a good thing. There's a lot of times when I get some commission based art and some people just like, hey man, could you go ahead and like draw something a little bit extra in there? And I'm like, do I really need the money that bad? And do I really need to be traumatized for the
What
next like week and a half? Like, and half of the time be I'm like, yeah, no, I don't need the money that bad. No, I don't
what
need to
I
put any
mean,
extra splotches on it.
oh, then what's the weirdest thing you've gotten asked to commission, and was it from someone who is more into the artist side, or I guess the pro wrestling artist side, or was it a mixture of the two? Without giving away names, because I might be able to figure out.
Okay. Without giving any names, it was actually more on the artist side than anything else, and it very much traumatized me because this is a Transformers photo that somebody wanted. And let's just say that they wanted Optimus Prime to be able to transform their private parts into different types of transform different things and actually not oil for it to come out.
Oh
Just say
shit.
that. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
uh
the bad thing about it is it's like now I got to go online and like look up reference photos and stuff like that. Something very, very extra specific. And I'm like, I don't think I need to have this on my browser history.
yeah, I think they come for you when you hear that, or when people see that you're searching that. But that means that's also out there, and then also rule number 34 of the internet of
Oh yeah.
the um so I mean, what I mean, because you have a pretty unique style. You wouldn't be able to go and take someone else's work and then slap your name on it and be like, or because I mean, would it be close enough that if, had there not been that barrier of, uh, going and plagiarizing shit, would you be able to just go and, you know, had someone had something specific enough or close enough to it that it would work, or was this pretty far out there?
Like a few times when I did the searches, it's like somebody had something close, but it was more like other characters like screwing each other kind of things that
Okay.
it was in that realm, but it wasn't in that realm kind of deal. So it wasn't a plagiarism kind of deal. So it was more like, okay, it's in this category, but now they just want me to go to an extreme kind of thing on it. And like bartering with the person, I'm like doing like emails back and forth. I'm like, all right, I can start off some sketches. Here's something of an idea. And they're like, and you can just like kind of feel the creakiness from the email. And like you can feel them going, yeah, I want it like this. I want it to go this way. I want to be able to feel it come off the pages. And I'm like, oh my God. I, how much are you paying me for this? Like, oh, okay. Kidney school clothes, kidney school clothes, kidney school clothes.
And are you going to be sleeping for the next few months then after that? I mean,
Yeah, you know what?
just
Luckily, I'm like, I'll buy a new action figure. I'll play some video games, and I will listen to some music, and I will have the Care Bears playing nonstop for like a week and a half. Like, I think I'll be back to normal after that.
then what about you? What was your first thing? Because like, if someone told me that, like, if all of a sudden I had the ability to draw anything almost as complex as a stick figure to make it look like something. And I had the whole world open to be able to draw something. What was like the first thing that you're like, oh shit, I can draw this. I can draw these things together. What do I want to draw?
You know what? It had to be about I want to say when I realized like I might have had something was like a fifth grade. We were doing like this competition in school, and it was like right around Easter time too. And so, everybody was like doing like, oh, little eggs and different things here or there. And I decided to do a picture of Bugs Bunny,
Oh
just like
shit.
having just like a sly look on his face, and then on the background, everything's destroyed. Like the Easter eggs are all like blown up and destroyed all over the place. Like the trees tipped over and all that jazz and all that. And he's just sitting there with a carrot, like, well, I didn't do it. And
Eh,
yeah, and then yeah, so we put that all. They put that all together, and I didn't know that they were going to be showing all that for open house and stuff, and they were judging
Oh
out
shit.
on who's going to win it. Sadly to say is I didn't win whatsoever
Oh shit.
in it, and it's funny, like even during the open house, like all the parents are going through, they're like, "Who did that drawing? Like, wait, that drawing didn't win, and those did? Like, those are actually crap compared to this." And I'm just looking up, going, "Yeah, I'm wondering too. Like, how did I not win
Yeah.
this?" Kind of thing. And that's when I learned artistic expression versus corporate interest.
Right. And I mean that's something really good to learn when you're, 10, 11 years old, and that, like you have stuff that makes people like you have stuff in fifth grade that's making adults feel something like, whoa, like this is making me not just like, oh, this is pretty, this will look nice somewhere. And
Mhm.
yeah, I mean there's a big difference between, yeah, getting to have people like really feel what the fuck's going on. And yeah, not, I mean, I don't know how many art shows I've been to in my life, or different art things. I'm like, why is this, what does this thing have that these others don't? And who are these people? What are their qualifications for judging this? And what is the person winning getting? And like, why is this person like, can I, how do I support this artist? And I guess now it might be a little easier to find a way to support the artist, but still, I mean, like, I feel like it's with any sort of poll or contest, or like a poll, not like a stripper poll, but like like a like a poll, like out of 100 people, this many people did this or said
Yeah, like
this. But like, you never really know what those numbers are, how anything's really skewed. And just kind of learn like none of that stuff really means all that much. And so I don't know. I mean, you can play to figure out a way to be the winner in that, but I mean, what does that do then to your artistic integrity?
yeah. It was like it was weird. I remember the teacher actually going, "Yeah, no, we actually had the vote and you actually won, but it was just like we're gonna make all the other kids feel bad that they didn't win." When I'm like, and I'm thinking in my head going, that kind of makes sense, but then the other side of my brain is going, well, I don't give a damn because they didn't try. I did.
Right.
Like
And
that's
yeah,
mine. Like I don't even remember what the prize was. I think the prize was like something stupid, maybe like an Abba Zaba or something.
I hope the prize was a half a Zaba, man. That'd be an
Oh
all
man.
right prize for to
Oh,
win an art contest.
yeah, man, if I had a time machine, I would go back to 1995 and go, all right, what was the prize? Was it an Abba Zaba? It wasn't an Abba Zaba. All right, then you did a good job by not making a bigger fuss
Yeah, I didn't really win that one. That was
about it.
okay. But if it was an Abba Zaba, changing it, make sure that everyone knows that, or at least maybe some adult can slip you an Abba Zaba in some non-weird way. I think would be fair enough to get it. Like, hey, here's an Abba Zaba, you really won, but
Shoot. Like nobody slipped me an Abba Zaba until about like 4 years later.
oh shit, how'd that?
And that was when I saw a little movie called Half Baked. I'm like, oh wow, like Apple Zappers are real. I thought people were just making this up. And then I started like noticing more in the stores. I'm like, so those things are candy bars. All right.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I have a sister. Her name, she goes by Abba Zaba, but but then that's kind of how I figured it out too with Half Baked and that, and then everyone started calling her Abba Zaba, and then it's like, okay, gotta try one of these, see it in Half Baked, and it's yeah, I don't know. It's weird candy. It's a really weird candy. I don't know who thought it up as an idea to be a candy, but it's pretty good. It doesn't sound good on paper, but it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's the taffy that can be either hard or soft. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. There's like, all right, the taffy that's hard or soft, and then right in the middle you got peanut butter filling.
Yeah. Like, okay, this is different. And
Yeah.
yeah. So where are you with you from a well, sort of. You're close enough or have lived close enough places with coastal towns. Where are you with saltwater taffy?
Saltwater, you know what? I am a big fan of saltwater taffy.
Oh
Like
shit.
like even with like coastal places, it's like if I go to like country towns or like little small towns and they got like saltwater taffy things, like I'm
Yeah.
all about it. Like I'll buy like a whole big bundle of it. And like
Like
I like usually don't get a lot of candy that much these days, but yeah, if I see some taffy, I'm like, oh, well, it's like it's gonna be one of them type of days.
what's your taffy of choice?
Weirdly enough, oddly enough, I like the banana and the strawberry one, strawberry swirls.
Do you eat them together?
I do, I
You do?
do,
Okay, good. And
I
you know
do.
what? Like banana flavored stuff has always gotten a pretty bad rep, but it's always been pretty good. Like there's
Yeah,
I
it's like I know a lot of people who don't like the banana flavored like candies, and I'm like, I don't like them. I was like, well, shoot, there's a whole bunch. That's more for me. You don't know what you're missing
yeah,
out on.
right. And like I think that's a good thing too. Like with if you get something like that, if you're in a group with a bunch of people and you're the only person that likes one of the things and you're like, okay, I know all those are coming to me, so I better fucking like those.
Oh,
And then yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah, and mixing it with
oh yeah,
strawberry.
absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah. Get a little bit of strawberry banana, like that goes real well. Like
Yeah.
I love it when kids just like, oh man, I'm like, oh, I got a whole bunch of banana stuff. I'm like, and there's a dad tax right there. Thank you very much. Mine. I'm about to go about my business.
And now you don't have a lot of banana stuff now.
Yeah, that's your fault for not liking banana stuff. I tried.
Yeah. So back to the Abba Zaba. Uh so half baked too. Uh
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no Dave.
Mhm.
Unless but I don't know. I can see Dave having some cameo in there that they're not telling him about. Because I bet that's what the payoff that a lot of people are waiting for. And I could imagine there being something in there. Just, they got him for a couple hours and
Yeah, we can talk about this. We can talk about this right now that the strikes are all over and stuff and all that. Because I remember like a while back, like you sent me that link to Half Baked too, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, how? Like how? Like how would that? How they come? Like so it's like Guillermo Diaz and Jim Brewer and Harlan Williams are they all coming back as well or?
yeah, I think that At least Harlan Williams was, and I think I don't know about the other two. I
Okay.
which kind of makes sense with of those four, who would be the first person to jump on a sequel, and Harlan Williams would probably be the first one to hop on there.
Yeah, that'd
Uh,
be interesting to see like what them how they would deal with stuff with it being legalized now.
yeah, yeah, half baked too. They save Kenny's virgin ass, sweet virgin ass.
You ever walk backwards naked through a cornfield?
Like, oh man, I don't know. Like, it'll be so interesting to see what they do. And I mean, it's been uh a long time now. It's been it came out what 98 maybe, something like that. So like
I
what,
believe like
25
98,
years?
99. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been that long.
Yeah. You want to know what happened today, 19 years ago?
Well, what's that?
Well, I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with your hat.
Oh, uh, 19 years ago?
19 years ago today.
Oh, it's not what I'm think. It's not what I'm thinking. Is it the death of Russell Jones, aka Old Dirty
It
Bastard?
is. It is.
Dang, I can't believe
19
it's.
years ago.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I can't either.
Oh, you know the odd thing is, it's like I remember like it was yesterday. Like he got out of jail and he was like doing an album and all that, and it's like seemed all happy and stuff, and then he just kind of went in the studio. Man,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy how time flies. Like I was just like shooting in the dark. I'm like, I think he passed in November, but I'm not fully positive.
I saw that today and I was like, oh, it was like, one of those things. It's like, oh, it's been, 5 years since Old Dirty died. And it's like, well, and that was like, yeah, 2009. So
Oh
yeah,
wow,
it's been almost 20 years.
jeez. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, that's definitely a costume I want to dress up as next.
Ooh. How was okay if you were dressed up as Old Dirty Bastard? Because it would be right before the 20th anniversary of
Mhm.
his death. Okay. What version of Old Dirty Bastard would you dress up as?
You know what? It would have to be a toss up between the Shimmy Shimmy Ya video where he's got like that blonde fro wig and like the 70s outfit, and the other one has to be with like the pre well I like to call it the pre Coolio braids
Oh
before
yeah.
Coolio had it, where he just had it back and then he had like the one eye shot out of the with the sunglasses and the grill
Man, that okay. Yeah. I could see that
and
one.
walking around with a food stamp card.
That was dude, that was so cool when they did that. Uh when he went out, what was it on MTV or something that he went to go use his food stamp card to go, or what did he go
Yeah,
to get a welfare check or something? Um,
that was the MTV thing. He showed up in a limo. It was like him, his wife, and his kids, and they showed up to the welfare office to get food stamps. And it was back when they had like they not only had the card, but you could get the
right,
paper
yeah,
money. And
yeah.
he showed up to the welfare office in a limo and got the fucking the paper money, and he was just passing it out like he was at the strip club and just like making it rain all out of his face.
I don't know, like how that could even go today. Like, what if today someone tried doing that? Like, but I don't think anyone else could do that but him. I think he's the only person who
Yeah,
could pull that off.
it's like now it's like nowadays it's like artists are too self absorbed to go like, oh man, look at all the money I got and this and that, and it was like was like, yeah, old nerd is like, yeah, I got money, but I'm about to work the system right now. Like, I still want to get these free scrimps and lobsters over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm showing up with the fucking in the limo to go to the welfare office like that.
Oh,
That says it all. That
you know, I
makes me
could.
proud.
If he was alive, I could still see him pulling that off till today, and just like showing up in an Uber or something, and just like getting out and going, man, it's like record labels ain't paying that much these days. You better give me my stamps.
I'd hope so, man. Yeah. And I mean, it's crazy too with that, with how much like they're making and what kind of deal they would even have right now. So I mean, even right now, I mean, most of it is is still touring is where they're making their money.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Because even with like with now with more of the stuff going towards streaming, they don't get that much of a percentage off of the streaming.
Oh, you have to go and hire fucking dudes in India and Bangladesh and shit with streaming farms and shit just going and
So they're just pressing the button over and over and over again. And
yeah. Yeah, dude, like that's how they're making their money. Like so I saw a thing on this. So like they have these rooms that have like 300 cell phones on stands just kind of sitting up
oh,
all in these rows.
mm,
Uh just doing that to get plays and plays, but I guess there's some other way you can do it where you can trick your computer to thinking that you have, you know, a few hundred unique devices within your one computer, but
oh,
uh, I don't
man,
know how any of that shit works.
yeah, man. Like honestly, I would shoot myself if I was in a building and somebody was like, "Oh man, you got to press this button over and over again to bring the top chart." I'm like, "Nope, can't do it."
Yeah.
And
So what?
little Jimmy from Degrassi, like, no, we're not doing that.
No, not at all, man. What's the closest you ever had to a job like that?
Call center worked for Sprint and Nextel back in 2005 to about 2000 ish in Portland, Oregon. Customer service over the phone. Sitting there with a headset on the computer the entire time, and I'm just pressing buttons and hearing people's problems. And they're just like yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm already solving the problem, and I'm reading a magazine, just pressing
Because
buttons. My cell phone bill's high. I don't understand. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you're talking to me this way, uh, 15 minutes, that's exactly how you want a cell phone.
yeah, and I mean nobody's calling there happy.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Uh, you know, I had one person call in kind of happy. I think I might have told you the story like back in the day, but yeah, no, this story was a wild one. I'll never forget it. So this lady called in and she asked if her phone, uh, if she had insurance on her phone. I'm like, oh yes, ma'am, it has insurance. She's like, does it cover moisture damage? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, I don't know, does it cover moisture damage? I'm like, well, yeah, if your phone like water damage or something like what happened. And she's like, well, I don't want to say what happened. And I'm like, well, ma'am, in order for you to file the claim, I gotta know what happened so I can write into the notations and then send you over to the insurance people. So tell them what happened. And after about like 7 to 8 minutes of like roundabout kind of deals of getting what was going on, she just finally like just dropped everything and just like, okay, look, my boyfriend is in Iraq, and I noticed that the Nextel phones are very durable and they have powerful vibrating feature on it. I thought she was joking. I went into the notations to where everything's logged in, and I looked in. She had called in 2 weeks before and had requested to have her voicemail taken off services so that
Oh.
phone just when you called it, it just continuously rang.
Oh. Smart.
So I told her, I'm like, ma'am, I'm like, just I'm gonna write this down in your notes, and this is what you tell the insurance people. You were cleaning, and it fell out. It fell out in your pocket and fell in the water. This is what you're saying. Like that's in the notes. I'm like, do we got that? She's like, yeah, all right. I'm gonna go transfer you over, but I'm gonna go tell them what happened. Well, what happened, and then I'm gonna get you over there. I never thought anything else of it. They played that for training videos. That place. Because and also what a lot of people don't realize when it's like, oh, this may be recorded for quality insurance, all those calls are recorded. Like the bosses may be listening in. They may have had like a new person that's like sidejacking in, that's like listening as calls as well. Yeah, corporate could be listening also too, like especially with the mute button on there. You can be laughing our asses off with different things like that. It's a whole gamut of like what could be going on. But yeah, those calls are always recorded.
Did you get some sort of bonus or something for that, for exceptional customer service with a woman with
Nope, got
no,
no bonus whatsoever from that. Uh, my boss at the time was just like, you should have offered her mobile to mobile. I'm not offering her mobile to mobile when she just admitted that she was rubbing that durable neck cell phone up his crotch.
right.
Like, I'm going on a smoke break for both of our sakes.
Because I mean, at that time, probably uh, a lot of the vibrators were still being used as like with batteries and stuff before they all went to the
Oh
plug-in lithium ion batteries.
yeah, sure. This was back in 2006. So yeah, like beginning 2006. So yeah, you might be more than correct on that. Yeah, everybody's like, save save the batteries. You got like, and then certain people, take the batteries and like go in your freezer. Like some batteries are for remotes, some are for the video games, and the other ones are for the adult games.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you go to use the remote and there's nothing in the remote. You're like, well, shit.
So I can't turn. It's like I can't turn the video game. So I can't turn the video game and like mess with the controller. It's like what? She's like, shut up. She's like, let me go ahead and work this real quick. I got some stress.
Yeah,
I work
there's
off some
always,
stress
yeah,
right quick.
the weird
Oh,
shit missing. Like, okay, yeah. And like I remember too, like now I've had the weirdest shit taken. Like so one of the things was the uh in the faucet, like the little, you screw off the front of the faucet and those little screens and their little filter things.
yeah.
People would take those, and it's something you would never notice.
Mhm.
Um, because I didn't know that you could even unscrew those things until someone was like, oh, where'd you get that screen that because it was in my house. I had this pipe that I had like scraped it, and I had uh made the hole bigger by poking at it and shit. So like I had a pretty big hole, and they're like, oh hey, I found this fucking screen. I'm like, where'd you find a screen in this house? Like, I don't own any screens. Like, oh, I got it out of your kitchen, out of your kitchen faucet. I'm like, oh, there's a screen in there. Okay, all right. Well, and I'm pretty sure I never replaced it, um, but I did then end up getting those little screens. But then they just come in these little tiny sleeves that are like this
Yeah.
thick,
That
about like that
yeah.
big. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, those things are gonna be gone.
That's
Those are
hilarious. I would have never even thought of something like that.
they work just the same. And I mean, I also had the people doing that with the with I had people stealing my light bulbs that were smoking meth.
Oh shit.
Um, So that was a weird one. Just like, why don't I have a light bulb in here anymore? Like,
Okay, I
I
gotta hear
mean,
this. What was the purpose of stealing the light bulb?
well, because then you can go and you can take all the, I forget what the stuff's called, all the stuff that makes it sort of the whitish color, and then
Okay.
just becomes like a glass bulb that you just go in, like put the meth down in there and you fucking light the bottom of it, kind of a thing. And
Oh,
hung out with a bunch of people that loved meth when I was like 19 to early 20s in there. I never got into that or tried it, but I was friends with a lot of people who were. It was a big thing out where I was. Uh,
I had no clue what it was until like a few years after living in Portland. And I remember somebody's like, I was like, oh man, have you tried Tina? I'm like, what? What the hell is that? And they're like, oh no, it's this right here. I'm like, um, I don't even know what that is, and that just looks like that looks like shards of glass. I'm good.
yeah, yeah, and that was a weird one, and like I didn't know what it was until I got out there, and then everyone's fucking doing that or fucking. It was a weird time. I'm okay with being as old as I am now and never trying meth. So feel
Yeah.
feel okay. Feel all right about that decision.
Oh yeah, man. This is like those certain things you're just like, you know what? You know what? I may miss the boat on that one. I'm pretty good on
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to or not talking, I was watching this podcast this morning and it was with a cop that was he was like an LAPD cop and he was talking about Sherm and and so like as fucked up as it is, like the part that is like the superhuman strength part is something that I'm wondering why they haven't put more effort into finding out
that.
how to use that for good. Because I mean the strength that people can have with that shit was always like every story of that was always pretty fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, man. That's some wild shit.
Dude, this that sounds like what's that show, The Boys, where they got like it's called like Temp V. It was like you can
Yeah.
get superpowers for like 24 hours. It's like, oh man, like you just get some sherm a little bit, like you'd be good. It's like Andrew
Yeah.
does. See, you get some Ashy Larry, you'll be totally good.
You might take off your clothes, but you're gonna be strong as fuck. It's
Dude, would you fight?
yeah.
Would you fight somebody naked? No, I would not.
No. So I don't think anybody would want to be anywhere around that. And
Yeah,
it's,
no,
I mean, yeah,
shoot, yeah. Dude, it's like that. That's how. That's like if I ever get into an altercation next time, I'm just gonna like strip down naked
yeah.
and
I
just start
mean,
running.
yeah, who's gonna? I mean, whoever stops you, I mean, it would be worth it. Like if someone did end up wanting to fight you if you're naked, you're just like, well, I guess this is how things are going. Like, fuck
Yeah,
man, like here we
and
go.
it's just like this is gonna be me. This is gonna be my life from here on out because this is gonna get replayed over and over and over in the internet world.
Yeah. And so I mean, if you choose that you're gonna fight somebody that's naked, what's the first thing you do? When I mean, do you go and you fucking you hit him in the fucking dick and shit, or do you like try to stay away from that as much as possible? Try to fucking kick him in the head or what? Like,
I think maybe it's just like, all right, you try to like hit him in the chest or something, hit him or kick him in the chest. At least as like there's like a go back kind of thing. Generally enough, I'm thinking if somebody's stripping out naked, they got like a container of Vaseline that they're already oiling themselves down and all this stuff. And it's like And I think the last thing you want to have is just like, unless this is your thing, there's no judgment at all. But if like somebody's fighting you and then they got you in a hold and then their like nuts are like dangling in your face, that is not going to be a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, if someone is already, because I mean, yeah, there's no point trying to grab somebody that's all covered in some sort of Vaseline or something.
Oh yeah,
Eh,
oh yeah, they got
yeah,
the Vaseline. They're sitting there smearing it all over me, like they're
yeah,
prepared to
eh,
get
eh,
like slide around. Like no, 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 we're good here.
yeah. They probably don't have on any wrist tape or anything that you can just grab onto because
Just go.
they,
It was like, oh no, just like, oh no, this person's a human slip and slide.
yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna let them fucking go and do their shit, man. Maybe they'll tire themselves out enough, and yeah, I don't know if I can outrun people as I once could.
And nowadays, it's like nowadays, I'm like, I've learned how to do crackhead Z formation because it's not as tiring for me anymore. So I can just
Yeah,
do that back and forth and tire somebody out.
it
But
should
other
work.
Yeah, but other than that, this is just it's like if I'm trying to like go for a sprint, I'm like, oh no, all I'm using is smoking. Like, oh no,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
yeah, it catches up with you at least somewhat. Or maybe.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple shows I did like the past few months, and like I started to realize like it started to affect me after all that time. I'm like, oh, it's like, and then I also realized too, I'm like, wait a minute, these kids are kids. I'm the adult here. No, no, we're not running around. You can run around. I'm grabbing a hold.
Yeah, that's what you get to do. Like I remember, like even with yeah with wrestling or playing soccer or something. Like I would go and have a cigarette right before I'm like going and doing all this running and shit, or doing some match or something. But and it was fine. It was like, yeah, let's fucking go. Let's run around
Yeah,
and like, oh shit,
yeah,
can't do this
yeah. It's like, all
anymore.
right, everything will be okay. And then also to realizing it's like, all right, wait, I'm not in my 20s anymore. And I'm like, I'm not in my early 20s anymore either. For that matter, like hell, I'm not even in my early 30s anymore.
Uh,
Like I'm a prompt taxpayer, as they would say. Action figures behind me.
yeah, has that collection been growing? That it looks like it's getting
Um,
uh it looks like people are fighting for top position there.
yes. What you see, like right here. This is all Deadpool right here. There's something like
Oh
right
shit.
below me. I got Austin and Rock right next to me, and they're like upwards all anime. Right here and here is all Ninja Turtles kind of deal.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got Jay and Silent Bob like down here with some Mortal Kombat characters.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so
They
yeah,
they
they got
made Jay and Silent Bob's action figures.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Like I
Fucking
found these like in a kind of
Ninja
like a
Turtles,
Macari
man.
site or whatever. It was a oh nice,
Yeah.
nice,
As long as
nice.
a kid size one, I gotta remember that. I found it when I was just going through my shit.
Oh,
I
okay.
had I had some guy um on a few days ago who was talking that he did drawing and stuff and uh he was talking about Ninja Turtles and we are talking about Ninja Turtles and I was like I asked him who his favorite version is or favorite artist of it and
Mhm.
yeah, but I don't know. I was like, yeah, but
Here we go.
oh
Yep,
shit, okay.
yep.
Those look pretty good.
Yeah, these came out like a while back, like from when Kevin Smith was working with Oni, and
Oh,
they actually have like you can stick voice stuff, active batteries in them, and have them talk or whatever. And they actually got doll hair on them and all that stuff.
Holy shit.
But yeah. So I found these on Macari for like $7 because like one of the Jay's arms didn't work, and I'm like, oh, I can just glue that together. That wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. A non-working arm isn't too bad of a deal.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah.
not a deal breaker.
Oh yeah, no, not at all, not at all. But
So I found out something about hair.
oh yeah,
Um, so apparently a lot of the hair that gets like doll hair and wig hair comes from India.
yeah,
Uh, a lot of it's like stuff that like goes down the drain and through the plumbing, and they go and they pull it out and get a whole bunch of it together
they
and
just like
send it
package it
off.
up and send it up.
Yeah, just package it up and send it. They're probably, I'm sure it gets washed and everything, but
Mhm.
yeah, so I think that's it's probably a pretty
Yeah. Uh,
lucrative thing.
a lot of the places where they sell like fake hair, where people get like extensions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nowadays they get them from India.
Oh, okay. So then that's yeah. Yeah, there was a place at the mall uh back in Connecticut where they had one of those places. It was like a vending machine,
Oh,
and yeah, that's something I hadn't seen before. But okay, yeah, so it comes from India. So but I mean,
in a
what
machine
doesn't come
full
from
of
India?
Indian hair.
You
Yeah.
what?
I found out the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first
Yeah,
movie, all those skulls were real
yeah.
skulls. And all the
Oh,
skeletons were real skeletons, and all of those were from India because it was cheaper to get skeletons from India than it was to get plastic skeletons.
whoa.
Yeah, I was like,
Holy
yeah, I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and I kind of like dozing off half and half between. I'm like, wait, what? Like those are all real? So like even like the ones that had like the little lights going through with the skulls,
yeah.
all real. That was some Indian guys or Indian woman
Holy
skull.
shit.
Yeah, it was some living human being skull.
And I mean, what they did with all those after the movie was, I mean, what do you do with that? I mean, you don't send them back, or do you like bury them somehow or whatever, or burn them up, or
That I don't know what you do with that after a while. Like use that for a movie prop. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you just can't give that back.
yeah. And
And
I,
there's like, hey, sorry, don't haunt me. Like
yeah.
here,
It- I mean, and movie props are a weird thing because like so much of it just gets thrown away. Uh,
yeah,
I mean, some of them have gotten smart and were able to keep it, even like the most basic thing, just to hold on to it because I mean, there's a market for it for
yeah,
sure. For
absolutely. Uh, I've seen like a couple of auctions on sale. Like I've seen like the Ninja Turtles live action. I've seen some of the suits,
yeah.
like the third movie on sale, and just how they had just due to like over the years like corrosion and stuff like that. Like he could just like all mummified looking,
Oh,
really creepy. But they were from like the third movie. Like they're very hard to find. Like from like the second or first movie because like a lot of people keep those well preserved, or I think the NC students.
holy shit.
Actually, the director for the first Ninja Turtles movie, he was also the director for the Aha video, the Take on Me
Weird.
video, as well as the Billie Jean video.
Whoa. That's a fucking weird combination of all three of those.
Yeah, isn't it? So, all right, you got Take on Me, Billie Jean, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And so was there anything after that? Or
That
was
that he did after that.
yeah, or was he
Uh,
just kind of in the 80s and then just
he was
went
supposed he was supposed to direct the second Ninja Turtles movie, but he got fired because like all the dark stuff that he had in there, like he wanted to make it as like dark and gritty as possible. He was able to get in there, and like the studio execs and like the parents board didn't like that, and so he ended up getting fired. Like while like as they were wrapping up the production of the movie.
so
And so
with I
I
mean
think he might did like I think he might have did some other stuff after that. Pretty sure he did because he did a lot of Jim Henson too. But yeah, I don't know if he any other major motion pictures.
and Jim Henson stuff got dark too. Jim Henson, there was a lot of dark stuff on there.
Oh yeah, shoot, was it a Dark Crystal?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
Dark Crystals. Was messed up as hell. What was the other one with the David Bowie, Goblin King?
Yeah. Is something else, Crystal?
Uh, yeah, something. I swear I keep forgetting the name of that movie, but all the time I'm like, yeah, Goblin King and David Bowie with the cod piece.
With the cod piece, yeah. That's why not put a fucking David Bowie in there with a cod piece into a kids movie, you know? But
It's bad when you're a kid and all you go, man, it's like David Bowie's out here playing with crystal balls and he's got a giant bulge. Like, what the fuck?
right, right. It makes sense now, I guess. But it's an odd thing to pick up on as a kid watching that one. I think the first time I watched that one, I was over at Draven's house. I watched it over there, like I don't know, maybe like a decade ago or something.
Oh, sh-
'Cause I think it was that and because he was surprised I hadn't seen that or the Never Ending Story movies, I think were the other things that he lent
oh,
out to me.
shoot. Oh, oh, really?
Yeah, I missed out on those but those ones, yeah, it wasn't as I wasn't into them.
Oh,
Because I think as I missed it as a kid and I didn't have that
it
bit
was
of
like, if,
connection to go along with it.
and did I ever tell you the story how we got Atreyu from Neverending Story drunk
Oh,
and got him a lap dance?
no?
All right, so this was about maybe 10, maybe 10 to 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Around the time like they had a Comic-Con in Portland and they were doing an after hours thing and they're doing a benefit because Elvis had died. Like the local Elvis.
Oh, the like the 24-hour
Yeah, Church of
uh
Elvis.
Church of
Church of Elvis
Elvis,
guy.
Elvis.
He had passed away.
Okay.
And so they were doing a benefit for him. And Treyu was like a special guest at the Comic-Con. And so we were all about to leave when he go, yo, is there an after hours spot like somewhere around here? And we're like, yo, we can all go to Sassy's because like Sassy's was in walking distance. So we took a Treyu and his two like assistants, two fucking Sassy's,
Holy
and we're
shit.
all like getting drunk and stuff. And so me and a couple other people, we like pulled some money together and talked to the DJ. He's like, yo, we're about to get this homie a lap dance. Like, we need you to play this song for it. And so like he looks up the song and he goes, what? I'm like, no. That's homie from Never Ending Story. You need to do it. And so the girl was giving him a lap dance,
Oh
and
shit.
the theme to Never Ending Story starts playing.
Holy shit.
And all you hear goes, I fucking hate you guys, but this is hilarious. And everybody who is of age knows about Never Ending Story are all cracking up and cheering it on. The girl who was giving him a lap dance was confused as hell. She was like, I don't know what's going on.
which is probably the best case scenario for that going on.
Yeah,
Rather, but yeah, I mean, it could have been cool with her knowing every little bit of it, but I think the her being naive to what's really happening with it would make it funnier for everybody else that's watching, and
oh,
including him getting the lap dance.
oh yeah, yeah, no, no, it was beautiful because like as soon as he heard it, he was just like he couldn't help but laugh and then just like, man, fuck you guys, this is hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, you can only be like upset really during a lap dance for no matter how weird a lap dance can get, like it's still a lap dance. It's still like okay, it still is
Yeah,
pretty all right.
yeah. Just like hell, man. It's just like instead of you giving that giant dragon dinosaur a lap dance, it's like girls giving you a lap dance to the
Right.
and it's and you're an adult now.
Well, and now with it being so far into um the Comic Cons, like there probably is that going on. There's probably a big old dragon dinosaur giving someone that looks like him a lap dance during the Comic Con.
Probably there has the I haven't seen it to that level, but there has like the skimpiness of outfits and just like the highly detailed skimpiness of outfits. And like I'm trying to be respectful, but if I look down, am I gonna get put on a list? Like, am I gonna get put on one of those lists and be infamous on the internet? Is that what's gonna go happen?
Right. And I mean, you can probably assume every bit of everything is being filmed at a Comic Con now, for a vlog or for OnlyFans or for for whatever might be going on. Because yeah, I mean, back then it probably wasn't quite to that level of
Yeah.
of it
Uh,
going on, but I mean now even I went like 5 years ago, and it seemed like it was a lot of everyone had a camera, and I think it was, I mean, selfie sticks, I think were becoming a thing at that point, and there was that going on, but there really wasn't as much selfie sticks as I would have thought. But then I thought about there's always, especially with the chicks that are dressed up in something, there's always gonna be dudes to take those pictures.
yeah, yeah.
And
And also you gotta understand too in the comic world and just Comic Con in general. It's the joke about it's like man, there's just mostly guys here, and it's like yeah, there's like you see that joke of like going into a comic book shop and it's
yeah,
like a whole bunch of guys, and then a girl comes in, and then everybody stops. Like
right,
that
yeah,
is a real thing. That is an absolutely real thing, and I have been privy many of occasions, and it's like oh, it's one of them. What you call it? It's a lady. What does she
yeah,
want? Does she want directions? Is she lost?
right, yeah. And so I mean, when she comes in, I mean, what is it? Maybe it's changed a little bit now, but I mean, was it? I mean, coming in there, like, would you think that she'd be coming if you saw one of them, which McCall coming in, would you be thinking she's coming in here to buy comic books, or is she coming in here to take pictures of herself?
Oh, nowadays, I'm like, all right. It was like, what kind of comics you trying to get to or whatever,
Yeah,
or even more now is just like going in like, I'm like, all right, do you actually read comics or are you actually one of those people who's like, oh, I'm just looking to take photos for the gram, and it's like, let me put on my glasses with no glass in them. Hey,
right.
look at me, nerd life. And it's like,
Yeah,
if you don't get out of here, like buy a freaking comic, please.
yeah, yeah. Hashtag nerd stuff, or yeah, nerd
Yeah,
nerd vibes, like you were saying, and Like, wait a minute. This is my store.
But it
Come
was like
on.
also too like don't get me wrong, like there are plenty of women. Yeah, yeah, but don't get me
Right.
wrong. There's plenty of women who like buy comics or solely into comics and geek culture and all that. But it was like it was at a certain point in time. It was like yeah, they were into it, but it was kind of a scarce kind of thing. And then when you saw it, you were like it was like it's like seeing a unicorn out in the wild. Just like she picked up a she picked up she picked up a Sandman comic. Oh, ooh,
And
kind of thing.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah. Now it's like I like how comics and geek culture have kind of taken over to a point. But there's a whole other thing of like I'm now having a fight for my spot for being a geek. And it was like
Oh,
I feel kind of like a hipster geek,
yeah.
if that makes
You were
sense.
there. You were there
Yeah,
first, man.
yeah. I was like, man, I got my ass beat. I got my ass beat, so you can go around and and tell me, go, well, actually, it was this issue and this. I'm like, nah, that's the new print that came out. That's revised. I'm like the 1990 ones. Like that's what that was back in the day. And by the way, I got beat up. I got beat up and made fun of for like reading those comics. You can walk around all willy nilly.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're walking around all willy nilly doing, yeah, being able to walk around all willy nilly talking about comic books is something I didn't know that our society would ever get to. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's like after a while, like of course, like Ninja Turtle stuff. Like for example, everyone's like, oh man, like after a while, like people going, oh, that's just a kid stuff. And then he was like, yeah, that's a kid stuff. And then you get older, I'm like, man, this reminds me of a simpler time when I didn't have to pay bills,
yeah, and
stuff
I
like that.
think yeah, we all can look back to that, or had I mean, even like you got me into Deadpool, which
Mhm.
was something like I wasn't into comic books, but you're like, hey, you got to check this one out. I'm like, okay, I'll give this a look over. But yeah, man, Deadpool was that was it. That was a good choice because yeah, it's like because you're like way more into comics than I ever was, and so like you found something that's like okay, this is
Yeah,
something. This guy's a dick and he's funny and like he fucks shit up. Like okay, yeah, I can do this. I can do this one.
and he has a tragic backstory, and not only with just being a dick as well. It's like yeah, he's a constant smartass. Like that's part of his defense mechanism, and
Yeah,
also as well like where the reader he constantly breaks the fourth wall. The reader goes, "Oh crap, he's talking to us," but like the people who are in the comic book just think he's crazy because they see him as like talking to like nobody
right.
kind
And
of deal.
so I mean, what about those people that you see out that are talking to nobody? Maybe they're really breaking the fourth wall and talking talking to somebody you don't know. Maybe they're the next Deadpool.
You know what? Like those people, I wonder about that on a constant basis. If I don't see a headset or an earpiece, or if I just see them kind of leaning, like a smooth criminal lean, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm like, all right. I'm like, all right, that might be a mutant power that might be manifesting. But if I don't see any of that, and they're just kind of like, you know, that just might be the drugs.
yeah, a good chance.
It might be the drugs.
Good chance. And so, I mean, now that you're, I mean, yeah, now you're back in Houston and not in Portland anymore. Uh, I mean, like, what's the difference kind of
Oh,
between that? Like,
besides the weather wise,
that's weather-wise, like seeing people.
you know what? The homeless situation in Houston has gotten a whole lot worse. Uh, when it just comes to like displacing, like I've seen a lot more of like the streets and stuff where they're displacing homeless people like they do in Portland. But
Oh,
one of the big differences, you know, the joking thing that you kind of see in Portland is like a homeless person. They'll ask you for money or ask you
yeah.
for change or kind of thing. But in Houston, like I see a lot of homeless people like out on the side, like they got squeegees, like they're trying to squeegee like the side of your windshield. Like they
Wow.
got oranges selling on the side, they're selling flowers or roses, or selling bottled water, different things like that. And like they'll take the bottled water money that they get and then they'll go to like Walmart and then buy like a candy bar for themselves and then buy like a whole other thing, be like 18 pack of water and go back out and sell it kind of deal.
Yeah. Like you don't. I don't know. Last time I saw somebody do any one of those things, I haven't seen someone. The squeegee part, the squeegee in a fucking someone come up to your car and squeegee in your car
Mm-hmm.
with the bottle. I haven't seen that for about 20, 25 years, I bet. Um,
Saw it the other day on the street, and it
yeah,
and it's even more harsh too because when you see it down in Houston, like sometimes especially during the summer it can be like 100 degrees outside with 100% humidity. It's like
yeah,
dang, it's like dang man, it was like here man, I want to give you like some extra cash just so you can get out of the sun.
yeah, for a little bit. Like, yeah, when I'm spraying the fucking shit on the window, and then all of a sudden you spray it on the window and it's already dry.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Like you just see it
yeah,
smoking. You can see it smoking as soon as it wafts out before it even hits the windshield.
yeah. Holy shit.
But
And yeah,
between that and oddly enough, people are a lot nicer in Texas and a lot more direct kind of deal. Like I don't
yeah,
get like the passive aggressiveness.
shit's weird. And I didn't realize it until I left.
It's a weird thing, and like you don't realize that like you were kind of like sometimes like I didn't realize that I was being passive aggressive towards people until I
Yep,
left.
me too. And I
Kind
was
of
like,
deal.
what
I'm
the
like,
fuck was I doing?
yeah, man. And it was just one of those things like, it's like that's the way I've been acting towards certain people. I'm like that's kind of messed up. It's messed up on my part.
Yeah. And it's easier to uh I mean, yeah, easier to see it once you're like not doing it, and then you're like, oh shit.
Hmm.
This would have been a lot easier to just fucking say what's going on, and rather than going through this whole fucking back and
Yeah.
forth thing that takes fucking months.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. No, it's just like the passive aggressive, be it in with the comments and stuff. And it's like, yo, there's already tension in the room. Might as well just like call it out for what it is. Just get it out there out in
Right.
the open.
And
And this is just a generational thing. Uh, like the constant thing of like people on their phones, like they're like people will be in the same room having conversations with themselves.
yeah,
Like they'll be on their phones, like looking down. I'm like, and like, yo, we're all in the same room together. Like, actually say something. And it's like, no text kind of thing.
right. Yeah,
There was times when we all used to go out to Pepinos,
yeah,
training and stuff. And we'll all be sitting there, and then like half of the play, like half of like our crew would be quiet and like their heads down. And it's like, yo, are y'all tired or something? Like, oh no, we're all having conversations. They're right across from you. Fucking look up and say something.
yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of that scene in Don't Be a Menace where those two guys are standing outside out front and one of them calls him up. He pages him and he's like, yeah, man, you
Excuse me.
paged me. He's like, yeah, man, you ready to go? Yeah. Okay, let's get out.
Yeah, but boom, and then they just bounce out. Oh my, yeah, yeah, man. That's that right there. That encapsulates that whole thing right there.
Yeah, that's what I felt every time.
Wow. Like
yeah, you,
number 865. Wow, don't be a menace is ahead of its time.
yeah, Yeah, and man, I hope one day that movie gets something like that. Someone understands that and understands, yeah, how amazing that movie was. It's just like
I
there,
never
yeah,
even put that together as a correlation until you said something just a few
yeah,
seconds ago. Like, holy shit!
yeah. Because I mean, yeah, there'd be people fucking literally next to each other, right across from each other, texting each other. Like
Yeah,
it's especially with passive aggressive shit going on,
hmm
like that you can get away with doing something like that, and like that way
yeah,
the other people don't fucking know, but you're
hmm
at the same time on your fucking phone, like,
yeah.
uh,
Shoot, and and I see too, like I said, like I was like guilty of it back in the day too. But it was like I was like do it on Twitter, and I'm like, ugh. Ugh. I was like, I'm more like being like direct and just making jokes on Twitter and all that when I used to use it. And I was like, ugh, like that's not the person who I am. I'm like, ugh, I don't like that at all.
it's because it's weird that, like, yeah, because you can get the clout, the Twitter clout,
Yeah,
but then you can't go out and like people will get it later. They'll be like, "Oh shit, okay, there's what he said like a few hours ago." Like, "Oh shit, that was funny." Like, I've had
yeah,
time for it to fucking think. But then, like, how different of a funny it would be if you just calling them out right there as it happened, like,
oh yeah,
because you
oh
had
yeah,
it, yeah, you know,
oh yeah.
you had
And
thought,
and like I remember back in the day, I used to like just use Twitter as like a diary. It's just like a log, personal log kind of deal. Just like, oh, something stupid happened. Like this is what happened, kind of deal. It would never have any like feeling behind it, rather than just the only type of feeling or emotion behind it is just like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, I should write that down. I should write that down in my thumbs.
yeah, uh, send it off to Twitter land.
Oh yeah. Nowadays I can't even stand Twitter or social media. I see if you see me post anything on those things, that's because I really, really wanted to post something. Like me not liking Nate Andrews. If I don't like Nate Andrews, I will post it to let everybody know that I don't like Nate Andrews.
Have you, with you not liking him so much, are you coming across him every so often, having to be like ready to fight him or anything, or talk some shit to his face?
He lives about 3.5 to 4 hours away from me in some podunk town outside of Dallas. And I'm
Oh,
talking about like you could be driving through and your GPS goes bad and you see Kermit the Frog sitting there with his banjo and just like, excuse me, sir, how do I get back to there? And he pulls out a shotgun going right back where you came, buddy.
right.
One of those type of
Yes.
things. Uh, uh, I might I might be, with all seriousness, I might be seeing Nate Andrews sooner than later, possibly in January the 6th. Not to celebrate any kind of January 6th shenanigans or
Right. I
anything,
was
but
gonna say, you
maybe
guys
at a
gonna
show
go
somebody.
do something together to recreate anything, or uh
I wouldn't say anything. Let's just say I might be showing up to some place to talk crap to him and his fan base, and somewhere I might be going somewhere in Texas to say hello and to may rekindle calling him a jackass and telling him how I feel about him in person.
I like it. I like it. I
Or
like it.
I could have my family right behind me too, going, yeah, I don't know who this jackass is, but I don't like him. So
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good deal too. Yeah, you got your family down there to come show
oh,
up to
oh
every.
yeah. And if he tries to run, my kid's old enough to drive, so I'll just have her back up and I run him over.
There you go. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that. Yeah, That's the crazy part too. So has it been nice being able to have someone driving you around?
You know what? As much as I'm like, oh, she's able to drive. This new generation, she doesn't want to drive, and I'm constantly just like, come on, teach you how to drive. Like get in the car. She's like, oh, I don't want to. I'm like, I don't care. Like get in there, like learn how to drive. I was just like, I was like, it's like for selfish reasons. I want to be able to be in the passenger seat, playing on the
Yeah.
Switch and shit, and and all that. Like, no, like nowadays, like no, she's like, no, I'm good. Like, oh, you know, them times you just like, hey, can I go here, or can I go to the comic book store, or can I go to like after? I need you to pick me up after class for like after Dungeons and Dragons Club and all that. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. She's like, what? I'm like, no, take the public transit home.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to learn how to drive. Like, hey, I took the public transit home all the time.
Right.
Get you a bus pass, learn how to do it. You got a cell phone. Like, go ahead.
Man, having a cell phone for the bus pass is,
Oh,
or like, man, having a smartphone with the bus pass. I remember like when we, or like, I don't know, when I first started doing training and shit and taking the bus out there, like 2010 or whatever,
yeah,
and
Trout
having
Day.
to yeah, call up 238 ride,
Hmm.
and it's like having to go and punch in the stop ID, yeah, to
Yes.
Troutdale and shit, and be like, there'll be one in 41 minutes. And then you just wait, and then you call up, they're like, oh, now it's in 34 minutes. Like,
4 minutes.
shit. Like,
It was like the
uh,
winds blowing, and you kind of like lean into the
yeah,
side and all that. So
yeah.
it's funny because even when I do like travel back up here, people like I can't believe like you when you travel up here, like you still take the transit and all this. I'm like it's a lot easy. It's still a lot easier to get around than it is to like just like wait for somebody to come get me or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with
And
that, with having a smartphone too, I can just like go into the app or like to the website and automatically it's just like current location. Where would you want to go? It's like, oh
right.
shoot, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not nearly as, I mean, it's pretty accurate. Yeah. You can tell when things are going to be there. You can just sort of know and be like, okay, this will be all
Oh
right.
yeah,
I can make it there.
oh yeah. So yeah, no, it all works out fine. And it was funny. It was a thing. I when I flew in for a show, this last show for Portland, had a flight delay
Oh,
kind of deal, and lo and behold, CJ and Julian White were picking me up from the airport, and
so
so like those two, like I love those two all to death because the car rides are never not hilarious.
right. So with a delay, that means they're probably only like 5 minutes late then with the flight delay.
Shoot, no, we were when we got there, they were already doing the whole like big booking meeting on who was going over and who wasn't going over
Oh shit.
kind of
Okay.
thing, kind of
Yeah.
deal. And we had just like rolled in at like the tail end of it, and we're just like with our bags going, we were already here. And then yeah, the booker was just like, it's like, oh no, you were with them. I knew you guys were gonna be late. I'm like, actually, it wasn't my fault. He was like, oh shoot. He was like, they would have been here on time if it wasn't for me. So that was like a shocking thing. And I'm like, dang, you already just gonna blame them for being late? Like, come on now.
Ah, well, we
No,
rode with CJ one or two times together.
yeah,
And
yeah, it
it
was the
was
thing. No,
it was the thing.
now, mind you, we did get lost. Even with the GPS, we got lost
Yeah.
and went the wrong direction because CJ wasn't paying attention.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what he was doing in the car,
Right.
but he was not
Yeah.
paying attention, and he missed the road, and we ended up getting like 30 minutes outside.
Yeah. We had some entertaining drives through those. I mean, like, yeah. it was always fun. I always enjoyed riding with you too. It was always a
Oh
good
yeah,
time.
it was definitely fun times. It was like those times about riding in the car, ride, riding in the car. That always brought up old stories of going, yeah, we would usually like you bring up stories about like the other times y'all ridden in the car together, and then other adventures would happen randomly.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was always riding in the car.
Oh
There
yeah,
was a lot of car riding, and
yeah.
it was yeah,
Lot of car riding and getting stopped by the police.
right, yeah. That was, I mean, that was a whole thing too of it. Yeah, you can only like pick me up. Like, had to meet me down at the gas station right off the highway, and
Oh,
then like just drop me off here, pick me up here, and then we'll just fucking hop
yeah.
right back on. It was
Just like, yeah, that doesn't look sketchy at all.
right,
Yeah,
but it ended up being the least
yeah,
sketchy way to do things.
yeah.
And
And CJ found out the hard way of how the reasons why I pretend like I'm asleep when those situations happen. Like when
right,
the cop stops, I'm like, I always I'm asleep.
yeah,
Like they're shining the light in his eyes, going, you know what you were doing like all day. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was dropping a friend off here there, and I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden, flash a light in my eyes. I'm like, and who are you? And I just slowly look at him and go, this is the reason why I pretend like I'm asleep. I
right.
didn't even do anything.
Didn't even do anything.
I'm getting questions
Going back
asked.
to "Don't Be a Menace."
Yeah,
Uh,
you just imagine it's like you might as well. Well, like let me pull out the list. Like, all right, you hate your black gums, you hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck, you hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips, and you hate that black ass Wesley Snipes. I get it. I get it. I understand. You hate black pepper.
the Black Keys on a piano.
Oh man.
I think that's what has to happen today, man. Yeah, I think that might be where I'm going. I
Yeah.
think it's time to go watch "Don't Be a Menace" to South Central while drinking juice in the hood. For the, I bet I'm at 100 times I've watched it. I I think that could be one of the movies I've gone to 100 times and I've watched.
Watch and see something new each time.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, dude, thanks for coming on and yeah, getting to shoot the shit about whatever as we do. So
Hey man,
yeah,
like anytime, it's always fun.
yeah. Like I said, it's been 10 years, so maybe like in a few months I'll get you back on a little shorter than 10 years this
Oh,
next time since
oh yeah, yeah. And probably like in a couple months. Oh shoot, yeah, in a couple months you probably get the
oh yeah,
birthday drunk.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. You're gonna
Yeah.
be yeah. So what is that? Let me. Okay, all right. Thinking about what birthday it is for you. I won't say it on here, but yeah, okay, I had to
Well,
do the math.
it's not the big 4-0. Like
Yeah,
that one is still in 2025. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you got a little bit,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, yeah, good talking with you, and I'm sure I'll talk to you for 3 months. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, we'll get you back on here. Yeah, maybe around your birthday. That would be cool.
All right, yeah, man. Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, man. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. All right.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Yeah,
Peace
you
out.
too. All right. That is Chris Thomas, AKA HBQ, which I think I have in the notes. Pretty sure. But yeah, there's if you go back to like the public access podcast from 2013, maybe 2014, you can find that episode on there with him. So check that out if you want, or you can just be caught up now in 2023. So, you guys, thank you so much for being here on the show and listening and making it to here. And that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.